welcome. Thank you for attending the third annual Emergency Preparedness Seminar at Canyon Sands. Following CDC guidelines and Governor Newsom's mandate, we've gone online rather than getting together in person because of the coronavirus, also known as COVID-19 pandemic. The Safety and Preparedness Committee will periodically send out a safety bulletin covering COVID-19 and other safety topics of interest to residents of Canyon Sands. However, the situation with COVID-19 changes by the hour, so it's best to regularly monitor the news. The safety bulletin is emailed, so if you haven't signed up for email blasts, you can do so by going to the website where you need to be registered. With this online presentation, we want to provide a way to answer questions and otherwise interact with Canyon Sands residents that would be afforded in a face-to-face meeting. We will use the message board on the Canyon Sands website to facilitate this two-way interaction. You must be registered to use the website. It's free and it's easy. To register, go to the website canyonsandshoa.com, click on register in the upper right-hand corner, fill out the form. Once you're registered, go to the website and click on message board. Then click on Emergency Preparedness Seminar, where you can submit questions and or comments. Some of the emergency responses to the COVID-19 pandemic are similar to the emergencies that we cover regularly at these seminars. That includes shelter in place, have enough food for prolonged periods of time, have enough prescription medicines, and monitor the news on their TV, radio, and online. Here are a few sources to do just that. The Center for Disease Control, the City of Palm Springs, NBC Palm Springs, and others, of course. As distressing as the current situation is, the COVID-19 pandemic provides us with an opportunity. This is an excellent time to consider if you are ready for emergencies like an earthquake. You now know what it's like to shelter in place for a couple of weeks. Consider that during a major earthquake, you may have no electricity for air conditioning or heating, no natural gas for cooking, limited water for drinking and bathing. First responders will be swamped, and there will possibly be shortages in the food supply chain, as well as disruptions. We've seen unnecessary hoarding causing shortage of some grocery items, but there is currently no danger to the food supply. In a major earthquake, however, once the groceries are gone, there may be no new supplies coming for extended periods of time, especially if highways are unusable. However, neighbors will always be able to help neighbors, and we want to give you a roadmap to be prepared in an emergency. Many of the procedures we have promoted in the past and will be covering in this presentation will be published in a written plan for Canyon Sands residents being produced at the direction of your HOA board. Topics will be organized into 3 categories of preparedness. Level 1, individual preparedness. Level 2, neighborhood preparedness. And Level 3, community preparedness. Providing a preview of this plan is a major focus of this presentation. But before we cover more on this important resource, let's review what we already have available to us that you can use now to be better prepared in an emergency. The Safety and Preparedness section of the Canyon Sands website has some very useful instructional videos that are worth taking time to view. By doing so, you can quickly become well informed. To access these videos, log on to the website, then click on Safety and Preparedness on the left side menu bar. Click on Resources in the horizontal menu at the top of the page, and these instructional videos can be found by scrolling downward on the page. Let's look at some of the videos that are available to you. The City of Rancho Mirage recently held an Emergency Preparedness Town Hall Forum that features videos on all aspects of personal preparedness. We've given you access to all of these videos on our website. In less than an hour, you can learn how to drop, cover, and hold in an earthquake, build a grab-and-go bag, build an equipment bag, gather supplies for long-term shelter, and escape a vehicle draped by a live electrical line. Watching this will tell you just about everything you need to know about being personally prepared and is highly recommended. Then, in an emergency, knowing how and when to shut off your utilities is something we all should know. You'll learn in this short video where your natural gas meter cabinet is located, how to determine when to shut off the gas and how to use it, how to shut off the water and retain the number one resource you need to survive. This video was locally produced at Canyon Sands, starring Charlene Pierce, and it uses real examples of where your utilities are and how to turn them off. Make sure that your natural gas valve is not seized up and is able to turn. If you aren't able to turn your gas valve, call the gas company to have them free up the valve for you. And we hope that you are aware of, or at least have heard about, the Map Your Neighborhood program. We have a series of videos that walk you through the Map Your Neighborhood program, starting with the concept of mapping your neighborhood and knowing your neighbors, how best to be preparing for an emergency, and the 9 steps to take following an emergency. You can use this video to hold a zone meeting with your neighbors so you're all prepared in an event-causing emergency. There are 12 videos in this series totaling about an hour to view. So there are already some solid existing resources for you, as you can see on the Canyon Sands website. Let's now shift our focus back to that emergency management plan we're developing and how it's organized into 3 levels of preparedness and what those 3 levels are. They're shown here. Level 1, again, individual preparedness. Level 2, neighborhood preparedness. And level 3, community preparedness. We're talking about community in terms of Canyon Sands in this case. With this presentation, we'd like to help you answer these questions. What is the plan? And are you ready? Let's take a look at each of these 3 levels. Level 1 is individual preparedness, and it includes prepare for an emergency with food, water, supplies, equipment, and training. When a quake happens, drop, cover, and hold. Dress for safety. Check for gas leaks, shut off your water main, and shelter in place, something we've become accustomed to just recently. To support your individual preparedness, you can watch the videos mentioned earlier on the Safety and Preparedness Resource website, including the Rancho Mirage Emergency Preparedness Town Hall Forum and how to shut off utilities at Canyon Sands. What else can you do to be individually prepared? The plan includes forms for you to personalize. These 2 forms shown here come from the City of Palm Springs Department of Emergency Planning. They help you put together a personal plan and create checklists of important documents to have ready and supplies and equipments to prepare for an emergency. What else can you do to be individually prepared? The plan includes samples of contents of a first aid kit, supply and equipment lists, and a grab-and-go emergency kit if you need to evacuate your home. You can assemble these or purchase them already assembled in many cases, so you'll be personally prepared when an emergency strikes. If you are well prepared for an emergency, it's more likely you will successfully respond to it, recover from it, and prevent a larger disaster. Speaking of responding in an emergency, the plan addresses what you need to be able to respond to an emergency, such as how to recognize and respond to a natural gas leak, shutting off the water, and how to find hidden sources of water in your home, how to shelter for an extended period of time in your home, how to communicate in an emergency. After you are individually prepared, you are in a position to think about neighborhood preparedness, level 2. Level 2 is all about neighborhood preparedness. Canyon Sands uses the Map Your Neighborhood program for neighborhood preparedness. Map Your Neighborhood is based on the theory that neighborhoods that are prepared for emergencies and disaster situations save lives, reduce the severity of injuries and trauma, and reduce property damage. Additionally, contributing as an individual and working together as a team develops stronger communities and improves the quality of life in the community. Specifically, how does it work? Canyon Sands has established 17 neighborhood zones, which are typically 3 six-packs or 18 homes each. In the event of an emergency, and once you've secured your own home and cared for your loved ones, as we described in level 1, neighbors meet at a pre-designated gathering spot and can then quickly survey their zone in about an hour. Map Your Neighborhood teaches neighbors to rely on each other during the hours or days before fire, medical, police, or utility responders arrive. What kind of resources are available to enable neighborhood preparedness? The best way to learn the Map Your Neighborhood program is to watch the videos mentioned earlier on the Safety and Preparedness Resources website. The first video is for zone hosts on how to facilitate a zone meeting in your zone. The videos that you can show at your zone meeting are comprised of 11 chapters and are available on the YouTube video interface. Let's focus on the neighborhood zone meetings, which form the foundation of the Map Your Neighborhood program. To put together a zone meeting, contact safety@canyonsandshoa.com. If there is no current zone host, please consider to volunteer as one. As a zone host, you'll receive a zone kit, which includes a sample invitation to your neighbors, contacts, skills, and equipment in your zone, a video DVD of the videos already available on the website, a printed instructional brochure, as well as a base map of your zone. An upgrade to the website this spring will allow you to enter skills and emergency equipment on hand so that data will be easily available. Remember that you are not on your own. The safety and preparedness team will help you put together and conduct a zone meeting. Having viewed individual preparedness, neighborhood preparedness, that leaves us with community preparedness, or level 3. Community preparedness is an overall level of preparedness and response to an emergency that features observation, reporting, and communication within the Canyon Sands community, internally and externally, to first responders and others that may be able to provide help to you individually, your neighborhood zones, and the entire Canyon Sands community. If you and your loved ones are safe and your neighborhood zone is secure and you wish to volunteer for your community, all you need to do is gather at the bulletin board near the mailboxes. That will be our meeting point for community preparedness. What's involved from there? Community response looks like and involves this: reporting to that central location, again, the mailboxes, serving the community by quadrant surveying the community by quadrant using printed checklists, report the status using printed forms, communicate to the community, first responders, the HOA manager, and the HOA board, and to disseminate literature as applicable. Let's review what we've actually covered with this emergency plan and those 3 levels of preparedness it addresses. Earlier, we posed 2 questions we wanted you to be able to answer. What is the plan? We hope you know now what that plan looks like. It's got 3 levels of preparedness. It's everyone's responsibility to be personally prepared at level 1. And after you are safe and have cared for your loved ones, consider to help your neighbors in level 2. using the Map Your Neighborhood program and zone meetings. Help your community, level 3 community preparedness, which we just covered. So, are you ready? We hope so, or you're planning to become so. What do we have to look forward to? With the global pandemic, it is unknown when we will all be able to meet together as a group or in similar neighborhood groups to have zone meetings and conduct drills. Now could be a great time, however, to familiarize yourself with and start planning for a Map Your Neighborhood Zone meeting. Mid-October might be a good time to plan for activities, including those zone meetings. We already have the Great California Shakeout scheduled for October 15th. You'll want to mark your calendar now. In conjunction with the Great California Shakeout, we encourage residents to host those Map Your Neighborhood Zone meetings. For those who have organized in the past, your neighbors may have changed, and in any event, a refresher meeting is likely called for. If your zone hasn't organized in the past, you should plan on doing so. Become a volunteer to put that together. Zone meetings will allow you to get to know your neighbors as well as their skills and equipment to practice readiness drills and the demonstration of preparedness equipment. The safety and preparedness team is there to help you organize and run these meetings. Again, you're not on your own. What else to look forward to? We are upgrading the Canyon Sands website to have new contact forms that will feed right into the Map Your Neighborhood Zone kits. When neighbors in your zone complete web registration, zone hosts will automatically receive current contact, skills, and equipment information in a handy zone kit already with the base map of your zone. Emergency notifications will be sent using your contact information from the website. So please register if you haven't done so and keep up all your information current. If you really want to get serious about preparedness, there's more you can do. Yes, there's even more. The Community Emergency Response Team, or CERT program, educates people about emergency preparedness and trains them in basic disaster response skills over 3 days, totaling 20 hours of training. It's conducted by the Palm Springs Fire Department locally, Office of Emergency Management. Registration is available in August for October training. The number's listed here, or you can send an email to cert@palmspringsca.gov. I've personally completed the program and recommend you attend. We've covered a fair amount of important information. Before we close the meeting, let's take a moment to list the actions you can take. Please take action now. You can discuss on the Canyon Sands message board, have your questions answered, etc. You can host a neighborhood zone meeting in October or before if we're allowed to. Join the Safety and Preparedness Committee. We're always looking for people to help us out to spread the word on being prepared for an emergency. To do so, or if you have any questions, recommendations, concerns, contact us at safety@canyonsandshoa.com. That concludes our online presentation. Thank you for attending. Again, additional resources are available on the website and the message board. Contact us at safety@canyonsandshoa.com. And lastly, stay safe, stay prepared, and stay healthy.